Hello everybody, welcome to my channel today. If you're new, hello and welcome. My name is Justine. I live on the west coast of Canada and I am in my late 40s now and I film YouTube videos a couple of times a week. So if that's something that interests you, then please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you stay up to date with all my latest videos. Now today's video, I'm super excited to share with you one of the new Pat McGrath holiday palettes. This is the only one I bought from her holiday collection and I am going to share that with you today. I'm going to give you guys swatches. I'm also going to compare it to one that's kind of similar from Pat. I can't remember the name. I'll write it. It's such a long name, these names. I don't know how these gals keep up with it. They name them off on YouTube so easily. They must have a teleprompter. So I will write the name. But before I get started on that, I just want to do a little life update for you guys. I have shingles. On Sunday, a couple days ago, I woke up with a really bad earache and it got progressively worse throughout the day. I was kind of doing home remedies for an ear infection. And I thought maybe I should go to a clinic on a Sunday. I had to wait 2 hours, but I finally saw a doctor and he said it sounds like it could be shingles or Bell's palsy. Now, if you don't know what Bell's palsy is, it's a type of a stroke where half your face collapses and I have enough facial collapsing. So you can imagine how concerned and worried I was because it was a Sunday and he just kind of sent me home and told me to keep watching for symptoms and make an appointment with my own physician. So I did see my doctor the following morning. She actually was away, so I saw a locum. And at that stage, I still had the earache. It was just like a electric shock going through my ear. And but I had no rash or any other symptoms. And my side of my face was prickly and my scalp. And she said it does sound like shingles, but I don't have the rash yet, so she couldn't really say for sure, but she gave me medication in case it did happen, and now I have the rash. It's creeped up all through my neck and on my jaw, so this morning I've been continuing to take the medication, the pain medication, and today took Benadryl for the itch, and it actually has settled down, but it felt like I was wearing an itchy wool sweater and I was ready to tear my face off. So I'm just at the beginning stages of this and sometimes it can be debilitating, so I don't know what to expect next. So I don't know if this medication is going to help solve it or I'm just still going to go through the motions, but I have heard that it can spread all over your face, which of course is not very conducive to a beauty channel and trying on makeup. And also I've heard it can be debilitating, so I might be ill. So if I vanish for a little while, it could be that, but I am determined to keep going. The show must go on and I am going to continue filming until I can't. So anyway, let's get started. Another quick little thing I want to mention is this foundation. Oh my God. It is from Hourglass. I got a sample with my order and I seem to remember using it before and wasn't crazy about it. You know, I've tried a lot of samples of foundations and I really enjoy a lot of them, but I'm not racing to go buy them with the exception of that Gerda Spillman Biofond. I will order that, but it is a bit of a nuisance because I have to order it from the States. This Hourglass, I wish I had tried it before the sale because it is so nice. So anyway, I just thought I would mention that. I love it. I even use it as an under eye concealer because it's just so flawless. So anyway, let's get started with the Pat McGrath. So this is the palette. I got the, oh lordy, the MTHRSHP Sublime Bronze Temptation eyeshadow palette. Now this is a holiday limited edition. I got the red one and inside is this gorgeous array of bronzy brown and that emerald green. Oh my goodness. It sold me at the emerald green. I have this thing about green, emeralds, all that kind of stuff. I just love it. So anyway, this is my second one. The first one I ordered, sadly, when it arrived, the green had shattered. And anyway, so I ordered it again and I actually got it on sale at the VIB sale, so that was kind of a blessing in disguise. So with this palette, I do also own the MTHRSHP Sublime Bronze Ambition, which is from her regular stock. This one seems to open a little bit better. If you can see here, this red one just won't open. It's just really stiff. So anyway, not a big deal. I also don't like how it has this card, because inside this one here, I always keep the card, and it ended up stabbing one of my shadows and breaking some of it out. But anyway, I like to keep it because I want to keep the name. So I am going to do swatches and the names, and I'm also going to do a comparison of the colors to this, because some of the colors are kind of similar, and I'm going to do it on a separate little, I'm going to film that separate to show you guys, so bear with me. I am practicing and learning, and I am also going to demonstrate this look. Now this ended up turning into a party evening look for me. This is a very fancy glam makeup for how I normally wear my makeup, so I will show you guys that. I will do timestamps below, so if you just want to skip to the good stuff. Now I'm just going to give you a quick review on the palette. So as I mentioned, I did get it once already, and the green had shattered, so the green had kind of spread all over the shadows, but I did want to just kind of dabble with it a little, and I did enjoy it. I love the formula. Pat McGrath shadows are gorgeous. However, these shimmers on mature eyes I find are a bit much. They do show texture, crow's feet, any texture and lines on my eyelids. So, but I'm still just so suckered in by these gorgeous colors. So I did buy it anyway, even though I know it doesn't really suit my mature eyes. So I did order it again, even though I knew all these things. And I tried it once myself. I used the green, and it was literally all under my eyes. I just used the green as an eyeliner, and it was a mess. So bad that I had to wash all my face and redo my makeup, and I used a different palette. So I went into my Sephora store, and I saw they had it in my store, which is unusual because they don't carry Pat McGrath, but they just had this as a one-off. And I asked one of the makeup artists there if she would show me how to use this palette. And she said, absolutely. And she did my makeup, and I have to say it wasn't very nice. And it has no disrespect to the makeup artist. She used the color, she did what I asked, but I just did not like how the look turned out, and I will insert a photo. And I had green all down here, even on my upper lip. And this is a makeup artist doing it, and she was using her professional makeup brushes. So it's not my Sigma brushes that I use that's causing this. So I had to take off all my makeup again because we were going out for dinner, and I had to redo my makeup. So I was very disappointed. So I thought today I am going to film it and show it to you guys, and this is going to be 3 strikes, you're out. So I did do my makeup today, and this is not a look I would wear for every day. It's not something I would do very often, but I do think it's quite fun, and I would wear it as a evening holiday look. So I am going to keep the palette. I'm not as mad at it anymore, and it didn't hit the 3 strikes. So I'm very happy with it, and I will keep it. So just keep watching if you want to see the swatches and the comparison swatches to the other palette that I own that is similar. And then lastly, you can see a tutorial on this makeup look if you're interested. So if you are, just keep watching. So here is the palette. So you can see there's some gorgeous burgundies, golds, that nice caramel, and of course my favorite, that shimmery green. So let's get into some swatches. So the first color is Celestial. It's just a nice champagne. Next is Burning Desire, and this is a matte, like a caramel color. And next, the Showstopper Supernova. Now this feels a little bit gritty in the pan. And this is the one I had all the fallout issues with. And next is the matte kind of burgundy, and that one is called Dark Paradise, and that also felt very gritty in the pan. And that is the color there. You can see it kind of goes on a bit patchy. Next is a Corruption, and this is a duochrome. It feels kind of silky in the pan, but I definitely feel like a little bit of grit. And this is the one that kind of has that shift of gold, pink, and then the burgundy. And lastly, this is more of a taupe sparkle, and it is called Provocatrix. And this one feels nice and smooth and creamy in the pan. And there we go. Now there are a couple of similarities to me in the bronze, oh, what is this name? Bronze Ambition eye palette. So that is this guy right here. And I do feel there are a little bit of similarities in the this palette right here. So I'm going to share those with you. So the first one is in my new palette. It is, sorry, just bear with me one second with the names here. Burning Desire, that was that caramel, this one right here. And in the other palette, it is called Throwing Shade. Sorry, guys. And I'm just going to do it right beside. So you can see it is a little bit different. The new holiday palette is a little bit more peachy orange, and that one is a little bit darker, but they do look very similar in the pan. The next one that I thought was quite similar on my new palette, it is called Provocatrix, which is this shade right here. And I think it looks very similar to Bronze Struck in my previous palette. And they do look very similar here as well. Just kind of a taupey color. And then lastly, the first color, which was, I think, Celestial, I think also looks very similar to Guilt Trip. And yeah, I'm right. So this one has a little bit more of a taupe, and this one is more of a true gold. So there are definitely a couple of similarities. The rest are totally different. In the older palette, I have a lot of it is matte. No, sorry, only one matte. Sorry, guys. So there are the swatches. And then I'm going to show them side by side. Hopefully they both fit. So that's what they look like next to each other. So these two I thought looked very similar. And then I thought these two were similar, and this one compared to this one. So they are kind of similar, but you don't get this fantastic green. However, I have experienced a lot of fallout with that green, so I don't know if I'd really be using it a whole lot. But anyway, there are the swatches and the colors for you. Okay, so I've zoomed you guys in nice and close. I've already done my foundation and bronzer. I haven't done under eye concealer because I know from experience with the fallout. I have primed my eyes with this Fenty eyelid primer that I just got at the Sephora sale, and I'm enjoying it. So let's use that today again. Now, just for anybody who's new to my channel, I always mention both my eyes are different. If you have not noticed, I'm blind in this eye. So they look very different. If you're interested in seeing how that happened, I will link that video below. So my eyes are different, so I just pointing out the obvious. And let's get started. So everybody says you should use natural hair brushes with Pat McGrath. I don't really own any. I have a couple of old brushes that I got many years ago that are probably animal hair, and I do have one Wayne Goss brush that I got in a Beautylish bag, a lucky packet. I don't buy natural hair brushes. I'm a anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I just don't buy them. So I am going to use this Wayne Goss, and I am going to go in with the lightest shade, the lightest matte shade in the palette, which is kind of a caramelly color, which is called Burning Desire. And that's it right here. And I'm going to take the smallest amount of product, teeny tiny, and I'm going to go in and just do my transition shade. Now this is a really, really pretty color, very similar to the one in that Bronze Ambition palette. And you can see it kind of, this primer kind of grabs the product at first, but then it does eventually blend out. But I have noticed this is kind of tacky and sticky, so it's not the eyeshadow, it is the primer. And I'm just going very, very light. These shadows are so pigmented, I don't want to go crazy. And then I'm going to use that same color on the other eye. And I always go a little bit higher than the crease because my eyes are super, super hooded, especially this one. So I always take it a little bit higher. So it's a really pretty caramelly brown shade that I would probably just wear on its own even. It's so nice. But I'm going to use a couple of colors so I can show you guys. So I'm just going to even this up a bit because this looks a bit lighter. So it's a very pretty color, nice and neutral. But there's only 2 mattes in the palette, so it's hard to do a look with just 2 colors, although I guess you could. And there we go. So that is the first color, Burning Desire. Now I am going to use this burgundy right here. It is a duochrome, which shocked me. And that one is called Corruption. And I am going to go back in on the outer corner here. Just taking that might be a little bit too much product, but I'm just going to go in now. In that corner. So can you pick up that duochrome? It's like a purple burgundy. And I'm coming to the realization with my mature eyes and droopy eyes, etc., that intense, sparkly, shimmery shadows don't really do me a lot of favors. But we shall see, because I do love this palette. I love the colors, looking at them in the pans. As for on me, I'm not so sure. Now I'm going to go on my other eye here. It even has like a coppery brown undertone, so I don't know if on camera you can kind of see that duochrome, which kind of throws me off a little. And in case any of you are wondering about this Chanel mirror, I know I would be wondering. I got it in a holiday gift set from quite a few years ago. It was like a brush set from the Bay, and it came with this, it was brushes, a little makeup bag, and this mirror, and it is super, super cute, but I don't think it's available. So there we go. That is the transition color of Burning Desire and Corruption on top. Now I'm just going to use one of the lighter shades, the sparkly ones, and it is called Celestial. This one right here. And I'm going to use my finger, and I am going to dab that just in the corner here. So it just kind of brightens a little. And I'm going do the same on the other eye. I think Pat McGrath suggests using your finger with a lot of these shadows. I think you could even use your finger for all of them. I don't know about the mattes, but I think she definitely encourages people to use their fingers, and it intensifies the shimmer. So there we go. I had to tell it, yeah. So now I am going to go underneath, and I'm going to use my Sigma pencil brush, and this is synthetic, but that's all I have. And I'm going to go in that first transition color. Again, sorry, this is like a mirror. And again, that is Burning Desire. I don't know if any of you bought these holiday palettes, but I found that this is really stiff on this one in comparison to the other ones that I own. I don't know if it just needs to be worked in a little bit more. I don't know. So I'm just smoking that out underneath, and that's that lightest shade. And I'm going to put a teeny bit of that burgundy in the corner, that duochrome. So I'm definitely stepping out of my comfort zone and wearing a little bit darker shades, and I'm actually really enjoying it. My makeup skills aren't getting any better, but that's okay, I'm just having fun. So there we go. Now, this green I've had nothing but issues with. As I mentioned, even the lady at Sephora had lots of fallout. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to put a little bit of green in the center just so we can see what it looks like. Now it looks super intense here, but when the lady at Sephora did it on me, it just wasn't as nice as I was hoping. Well, this looks a lot better. Maybe there is hope. So I'm not, oh, I have lots of fallout underneath, and that was from using my fingers. So I really don't like this look. Oh dear. I kind of look like a Christmas tree. But I just wanted to try this green again and see if I would get fallout, and I did. Just a little bit in the corner. So that's how that turned out, and I do not like it. So I'm gonna go back on top with this champagne-y one and see if I can tone it down. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that down. But overall, I don't think this is doing me any favors. I shouldn't have put that green on, darn. Gonna take this off because I don't like how it turned out, but the whole purpose of the video was to show you the colors, and here's the colors. So in future I probably wouldn't put the green in the middle of that, but that's what the makeup artist did at Sephora, so I was just kind of copying what she did, even though I wasn't crazy about it. But I just showed hubby, I was like, I look like a peacock, but he said it's actually quite fun. Actually line my eyes, and I'm going to use the palette as well. I'm going to use this burgundy color. It's almost like a dark brown, chocolatey burgundy color, and that one is called a Provocatrix. And I am going to use a MAC lining brush. I think this is natural hair, but it's old. And I'm just going to wet it a little and line my eyes. Sorry for all the jumping around, but I'm kind of coming up with ideas as I go along. I just figured, why line my eyes with an eyeliner when I've got this palette here, and try and utilize all the colors to show you guys. So I'm just going along my lash line, and it definitely comes out kind of burgundy plum. because this is wet, I'm not getting any fallout. I've switched to this mirror because this is more magnifying than that Chanel one, in case you're wondering. So this is definitely a glam party look for me. Might have to tone down the lips, but we'll see. So, okay, now I'm officially gonna go finish doing my mascara, my concealer, and I will report. Okay, I'm back. I put on some mascara. I used the Velvet Noir by Marc Jacobs, and I'm actually really loving it. I tried it a while ago, and I felt like it was kind of melting on me, but I think maybe that was my primer. I was using the Milani primer, and I'm using the Fenty one, and I'm having no issues. Although, you know what, I forgot I did have a little bit of mascara, and I meant to wipe it off. There we go, dried. And I put a little bit of Urban Decay liner in my upper waterline, and that's it. So now let's do a little bit of blush and some lips together. So I mentioned the other day I don't have like a plum or burgundy colored blush, and I always forget I have this gorgeous BECCA Gradient Light bronzer, and I always keep it in my bronzer drawer, so I forget that I use it actually a lot as a blush. So I am just going to grab I have a nice Sigma brush here. So I'm going to use my Sigma large powder brush, and I'm just going to go in the center. I don't want those shimmery bits. It's a gradient bronzer. You can use it as eyeshadow, blush, highlight. It's just everything. I just love it. I have a full review on it that I will link below if you're interested. I bought the lighter and the darker version. This one is the darker. And it's just a really nice kind of burgundy plum, and I think it goes perfect with this look. So I'm glad I remembered about that. And then for highlight today, I am going to use, you know what, I'm going to use the highlighter that's in here. Why not? So I know it's kind of on the edge, so it's a little tricky to get at, but I really don't mind. I know some people didn't really like that. And I'm just using my Fenty by Rihanna, and I'm just going to go and also tap it at the brow arch. And I always just kind of hit it in this top corner. I have a lot of texture around here and large pores, so I try and avoid that with highlights. And now I'm getting lots of crow's feet as well. Good times. So this look is actually kind of growing on me. It is totally out of my comfort zone and realm for makeup. You guys know I wear my browns and brown and brown and a little bit of gold. But I think this would be quite fun over the holidays and for a glam look. And because this is pretty glam, let's go into a Blitztrance lipstick. Let's just go crazy. So I'm going to wear a lip liner today, and this is MAC Soar. It's just like a dark pink that will go with this lipstick. I don't really wear a lot of lip liners because I was always wearing such light lips. I didn't want my lips to be any darker, but I do like the look. So I'm using the lighter of the Blitztrance, and this one is the Nude Romantique. Okay, who's taking me out? This is a evening glam look for me, for sure. Not to go around Walmart, which is my usual day-to-day routines. Anyway, so this is the final look. It is very glamorous, and this was my last chance for this Pat McGrath palette, and I actually do quite like it. It is very much out of my comfort zone and not something I'm going to be wearing on the daily, but I think it would be quite fun over the holidays, and it is a holiday palette, so probably intended to be for evening fun festive looks. So this is the final look, and I think it's quite fun. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you stay up to date with all my latest videos, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye!